There is this crisis of leadership. Some people don't like the fact that I sort of state that, but in a survey done 18 months ago of over 3,500 companies, over 70% of them said that they didn't have the leaders they need today, and certainly not enough in development for tomorrow. Just see it in politics, international relationships, geopolitically, the arguments that are going on, and issues of sustainability. Major societal issues are not being addressed. So be it the pandemic of stress, which the World Health Organization is talking about, or be it the wealth or poverty gap that's endemic, be it mass migration. There are big issues which are not being successfully tackled. So when you come in the program and you're working with me or leadership, when I say about the antidote, the solution to the crisis of leadership, that's you. That's it. I want you guys to be the solution. We have not got a cadre of population of leaders in position now who have been trained or experienced previously the conditions of today, and they don't have the tools and frameworks for success. So what does this mean? This means that we want leaders who are working on or in the business getting the results, on the business shaping it for the future, right? And so it's always been that mix, but now the mix of, or the percentage of time spent working on the business is much, much higher. So this means you've got to be really aware of what's going on, sensing, making sense, looking outside the enterprise. Don't be looking at the dashboard of the results coming through. The results are tailpiped after the fact. What you want to be doing is looking forward into what could be happening. You want to have this mindset of shaping the future, not reacting to it. Move in anticipation of what's going on. And how do we do that? We need to change our thinking about the organizational model in the organization, in the enterprise. And that traditionally we used to think about it as departments, functions, teams, put your budget through every year, watch your head count, assign people on tasks. Too slow, too rigid. If we're moving in anticipation, we want to have fluid resources that move around the place. So we want to think about enterprise-wide capabilities and talent pools, not department silos and so forth. So this is really a different way of working, which is a struggle for leaders who have been promoted because of their skills in traditional approaches for them to adapt to. They don't have the toolkit to. So it's good that you're choosing to do an MBA now, because we're going to equip you with the skills for the future. You're going to want to also supplement what we teach you on the MBA with maybe some technical skills. But the more you orientate yourself to skills of the future, not from the past, the more valuable you're going to be, disproportionate value. Now, for a leader, this is a challenge because it means the traditional approaches to HR management are breaking down. Now we've got to disproportionately reward people who are going to be the talent moving us forward. Not only reward them financially, but in flexibility, giving them meaning and purpose and opportunities to maybe choose where and how they work. So how we engage with talent that's going to be differentiating our performance of firm is a major issue for us to adjust to. And HR processes, which are being basically ubiquitous, job descriptions, pay grades, and departments and function levels, severely challenged by this new model. How do we get through that? We build followership. And that means that the leader has to be visible and perceived to be accessible. Increasingly, we're seeing that leaders have to understand how to lead people not like them. The old model was very much, this is how you're successful. Right? It's my company. I'm the entrepreneur. I want people who work and act like me and have my same values and so forth. Now you're going no, what you want is people who are not like you. You want people who are going to complement you overall. But they can have very different belief sets, value sets, stresses and pressures on their lives and so forth. You need to have empathy to understand what they are, and you need to have ways for them to relate to you. So we're putting leaders under greater scrutiny. Sometimes that's positive, but it's obviously taken too far to extreme as well. So leaders need to now understand how to stand within that cauldron of pressure that's upon them. So I would say, surely no one sets out to be irresponsible. Yeah. But, bad things happen. And bad things happen not because of incompetence or bad intent. Things happen and you can't know all the facts because you don't know the future by definition. So decisions are made on the best intelligence you've got, ideally with the best heart, best meaning, best purpose you've got at that time. Doesn't mean to say it's going to work out, but you will come under fire for something that doesn't work out. So you need to know what your foundations are, and the foundations therefore are getting increasingly important. And purpose, values, responsibility, and courage are the factors that these foundations need to lay down. Now, I've been doing leadership development work and working with CEOs for a long time, as I said earlier on. Very rarely are these 4 factors worked on in any leadership development journey or program. And so you get lots of individuals now, executives who are in positions of leadership, who are then under scrutiny and under attack by whether it's true or fake media or whatever it happens to be, or whether it's justified or unjustified, they're under attack. They don't know what to stand on because they do not have their roots deep with that introspection to say, what is my personal value set? What am I really standing on? Not what sounds good, what do I actually stand on? Responsible leadership? Sure, but you can't be responsible to everybody on everything all the time. So who are you prioritizing and what are you prioritizing? And when you get attacked for what you haven't prioritized, how will you stand? Do you have the courage? Increasingly, there's clear evidence that most people in positions of leadership do not have the courage to stand. So given all this change that's going on, you've got to be learning faster, and you've always got to be learning, right? So you've got to hold tight to your vision of the future. You've got to bring others with you. You've got to role model self-development, self-scrutiny, and bring forward. You've got to be making sure you have that self-discipline of always improving, always improving. Hold yourself to account before others hold yourself to account. If you don't aspire to something, you can't inspire others, right? Now, allyship, forming alliances, this idea that everybody is making a choice. Think about it as allyship, temporary, flexible, fluid, individual parties coming together for a purpose at a time. Adaptable, working on the business versus in the business, but also situations are going to change the whole time. How do you make sure that you're flexible and adaptable and you're not just doing the budget every year, the 5-year or 3-year strategy plan and going, that's it, that's my work done? No, this is a daily occurrence. You have to be working on the business. And then accelerating your own personal development. So that's kind of where I want to leave that synopsis. But I will just say that this kind of insight, although it's very fresh in the space of leadership, is actually, I have Darwin here, right, from whatever, 120 years ago, approximately, 15 years ago, 115 years ago. And so it's very similar. It's not, as he said, it's not the strongest of the species that survive. It's not the most intelligent. It's not the biggest corporations, right? It's not the corporations with the best IP or the best talent that survive, right? What survives is the most adaptable.